Hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about something I found online recently. It came to the surface and brought to my attention. I thought it would be fun and definitely interesting to talk about. We're going to spread some nice little positivity today and some fun topics, of course. We have V or Tae Zaddy and his relationship with this particular army. We also have JHope accidentally kind of doing something. We'll get into what that is and what that's about. My thoughts on both of these here today, and we'll just be here. Let's sip some tea, grab your tea, and let's get into it. If you are new here and you're interested in this type of stuff, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified anytime a new video drops. And if you're a hater, like to be the first to leave your hate comment, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell also so you can be the first to do so. Now, let's jump into it. So, not too long ago, when the world was safe to go outside, I didn't have to think about dying or catching a deadly disease from going to the supermarket, where supermarkets weren't the highlight of my day because I get to go outside. Do you remember when life wasn't like that? Pepperidge Farm remembers. There was a time when BTS was able to hold meet and greets, meet with armies, and have fun. Fans could go to a BTS meet and greet, have a moment with each of them, have time with them, and really enjoy themselves, and really kind of get to know the boys just a little bit more on a more intimate level. Talk to them on their long table and just tell them how you feel. We love BTS on a long table, yes. And obviously on a long table it's better because you're not telling them all at once. You get to tell them individually how much they mean to you. I'm sure each member means something a little bit different to you. We are all OT7s, of course. It's obviously toxic to just love one person and not the rest of the group, as that can lead to problematic behavior. But we all do have biases within the group, right? I think that's okay. And they are usually our bias for a reason, unless your reason is something a little bit silly like, oh, I like how they look, or I like this person's pants or something like that, which is fine too, but that's not what we're talking about. But a lot of the times you pick a bias based on something that they provide that is very special to you. For example, someone might say, oh, Jimin's dancing just speaks to me more, or Taehyung's songwriting ability. You know, things like that. Doesn't mean you hate the other members, doesn't mean you don't support BTS as a whole. You just have someone that speaks to you just a little bit more. So oftentimes you of course want a one-on-one moment with them, tell them how you feel, let them know how much they've inspired you, and get a moment to speak with them directly. Also, a lot of armies kind of bring little gifts, whether that's for the armies that are there at the fan meet or for the BTS members. Sometimes I've even seen gifts online where they especially pack different gifts for each members. So yeah, very cute things like that happen at fan meets and are possible because you meet each other, like one-on-one and individually. Whereas a little bit different if you were to meet them all as a group together, because then it's just like, okay, group photo, hug, 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 smile, and then that's it. You don't really get to talk to them. I don't know, that's my opinion, that's how I feel. But there was this girl who met Taehyung kind of a bunch of times. And then I guess she went for a while where she hadn't seen them in a while because she was probably busy or something like that. And then finally got another opportunity to see him. So of course, she went to the fan meet. There was a video kind of caught and posted online by someone who maybe was a hater or someone who I guess had very different opinions about Taehyung. We don't know. I don't know if this person was a particular hater or not. I posted the video of Taehyung kind of touching the girl, the particular army that came to the fan meet, and touching the girl's hair. He was gently kind of like tugging on it a little bit. And then the girl started holding her head or kind of covering her face. And then Jin basically told Taehyung to stop doing that. Jin kind of put his hand out and kind of signaled for Taehyung to stop. Let me read the official statement by the girl so you know exactly what was going on and what her perspective of what happened, just so I don't get it wrong. She wrote, I am the person who is in the controversial video. First of all, I'm a longtime fan of BTS, so I have known Taehyung Oppa for a long time. We are friendly and goof around a lot. That day, I was especially glad to see him because it had been a long time since I went to a fan meet. So I think he did that jokingly because he was happy to see me. One thing I want to clarify is that he did not pull my hair. He just tugged on it enough to lift my head. And I am lowering my head not because of pain, but because I was a bit embarrassed to be photographed. So please stop saying bad things about Taehyung Oppa. We love a good, non-toxic fan that will want to stand up to their oppa and help them get through bad situations. Now, of course, the video was entirely taken out of context. When you take something like that without the context of what the girl said, it of course looks bad. People just saw the initial video and then made their judgment. The girl, of course, did come out and put out this statement, which, as I said earlier, she had met Taehyung multiple times. And of course, they knew each other a little bit. I think this is why Taehyung felt comfortable enough to touch her. He wouldn't just randomly touch someone he just met without their permission or without actually knowing them. It doesn't work that way. People don't usually do that. Of course, the girl mentioned that Taehyung was most likely excited to see her. And when she held her head down and Taehyung kind of pulled it up, it was just because she didn't want to be photographed. She didn't seem offended at all. Obviously, if she was hurt by this, her statement would have said something different. And she seems so nice. And this is probably why Taehyung likes her so much, as of course he does with all armies. But imagine having this sort of relationship with Taehyung. Oh, in my dreams, right? It's like a long distance relationship. They can make it like a little tradition, right? They see each other after a long time time, and every single time Taehyung touches her hair. Oof, my dream. Now, the original person who posted this video online, who of course got Taehyung in a little bit of trouble, did end up putting kind of an apology out there and basically said that it was taken out of context. They didn't double check it and all that stuff. The video was very much taken out of context in the way that it wasn't only taken out of context as the thing I just mentioned, but it was also taken out of context as it was cropped. Meaning there was a bit more at the end there where Taehyung actually takes his hand and kind of pats her hair down, kind of ensuring that it was a joke and there was no malicious intent behind doing that. So isn't it so sad that BTS will eventually not be able to fool around with ARMYs or be joking around ARMYs because it's taken out of context to this extent where he's going to get in trouble. They're going to feel like they can't have fun or play around with ARMYs at all. Just because when they did this before, then there was this issue. Like when I see Mazade, first of all, you can pull on my hair as much as you want. I want him to know that when we meet, we can kind of like hang out for at least 2 seconds and just chill and be normal people, right? Especially if I've met him more than a few times and he starts to know who I am or recognize me, then I would be very, very happy to have a moment there and be playful and goofy with him. It obviously makes his job better as he's going to be more happy to see people who constantly keep showing up. And then I'm going to have kind of a fun and good memory of him because every time I see him, we hang out and have fun and it's goofy and nice. Also, something that a lot of people don't realize, which I think contributed to this, was that a lot of people don't think that celebrities remember kind of fans or ARMYs, and they do. Because if that was in everyone's mind and they realized that, everyone's first conclusion would be, oh, they know each other. But everyone's first conclusion was not that. But you have to remember, celebrities are going to remember their fans, whether that's BTS or any other celebrity, especially if they see them very often. For example, think of it as a celebrity is someone who's working at McDonald's. It's not the same, but just hear me out. Although McDonald's workers do deserve a round of applause for what they go through. But let's say you're a worker at McDonald's. You'll literally see hundreds of people every single day. But yet somehow you still remember the people who come there on the regular. When you see someone who's a regular come back in and everyone's like, oh, it's you again? What do you want today? The same thing goes with celebrities. They will remember you, especially if you're there all the time. And especially if you had a conversation with them before. And even more so if that conversation was actually memorable. So yes, you don't have to go and do crazy things just to get them to remember you. You just have to show up to their fan meets, which is a much easier thing to do than go stalk their airplanes and stuff like that. Some of these fans out there trying to get private information of V, like chill. Just go to a fan meet, hun. Celebrities are human, and humans have this very awesome thing called memory. So if you have a good impression on them, they'll remember you. I definitely wanted to see what some people were saying on the Tweetster, mainly on Taehyung and generally on the hair pulling thing. One person wrote, why does Taehyung have a hair pulling kink? I don't know if I would go on and say there's a full-blown kink there. It's just something he does. But I enjoy a little hair pulling too. I mean, if that means I got a kink, then so be it. The girl is so lucky to have Taehyung touch her hair. She will probably never wash her hair again. Taehyung's relationship with ARMYs is probably the best. I think so. I love it so much. JHope, of course, is also someone who loves us ARMYs very much as well. And actually accidentally leaked information that he probably shouldn't have. A new song. Fortunately, I have not seen the song kind of posted anywhere. So that means it is not leaked to the extent where a lot of people have heard it. This basically happened during a live stream that JHope did. And he kind of played some music while he was doing the live stream. And then you could hear some music that JHope was working on that ended up playing in the background. A staff member very quickly kind of came in by the door and gave JHope what looked like a note that said something. What ARMYs could assume is that it was probably that the song was being leaked. JHope, of course, was not happy about that. He, of course, turned the music down, and shortly after he ended the stream. I probably would have made that mistake much sooner, to be honest, if I was a singer. But hey, ARMY's got a free little sneak peek, and it looks like RM isn't the only one who can't hold kind of a secret involving BTS and their work. I believe a lot of the members have probably messed up and leaked something once in a while. A lot of celebrities' work get leaked by other people, but BTS, they seem to do it themselves. It honestly shows how often they kind of communicate with ARMYs, because nothing would get leaked if the cameras weren't on them like 24/7. Whether that's when they're coming up for a new idea on their album and they're having a little talk about it. I also think they've just gotten comfortable with the fact that the cameras are there. I definitely wanted to hear what some ARMYs wanted to say. One person wrote this. ARMYs after JHope accidentally leaks his song. No hear, no see monkey. And yes, that is up. When we hear new music leak, it's like, nope. Nope, didn't hear it. Us ARMYs, of course, want new music, but we also want to be surprised when it comes out, and we want to support our boys when it comes out. It's the only way to support them when you actually stream their music and make sure it gets to the top whatever, and of course, leaking those songs kind of ruin that. So in the future, if you know that a song is leaked or something like that, don't stream it, wait for the official release date before you do so. Anywho, let me know what you think about this, and let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it down in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm featuring this comment right here. Thank you so much for your comments. As always, I do have a Patreon. If you want to go over to my Patreon, kind of check that out. Anything you can contribute over on my Patreon really does help kind of give back to this channel, help make better videos on here, all that jazz. So make sure you check that out. You can also get exclusive content over there, such as music video reactions, performance reactions, ship reactions, all that stuff. You can also request videos over there, so make sure you check it out. Link in the description. There's also 2 videos that will pop up on the end of this video on the screen, so make sure you click on one of those videos. See you over there. Bye.
I